Half-Life 2 took 6 years to make, and with that won around 50 Game of the Year awards, including Game of the Decade. But what if I told you that there was a completely different version of Half-Life 2 that was never released, showing a surprising amount of removed content from the game, ranging from cities to enemies to weapons and more. This is the Half-Life 2 beta. There wasn't really a finished story for the beta, but from the beta and storyboards, the game overall had a darker vibe to it. Like Half-Life 2 is a pretty dark game, like you can definitely tell City 17 would be a horrible place to live in, but overall, it looks like a pretty normal European city. But in the beta, it was an all-out 1984 Blade Runner Spider-Man 3 Joe sci-fi looking city, with green smog everywhere. It was very dark and gritty.
Gordon, that dropship's coming right for us.
You could say. And everyone wore these hazmat suits to not get sick. Also, the first chapter of the game was originally going to take place in the Borealis. And now the Borealis might be the last area in Half-Life when Half-Life 3 comes out. There was also a chapter including this giant combine facility. There was going to be a whole wasteland for antlines, which then got turned into Highway 17 in the final game. But one of the best chapters in the game, Ravenholm, was pretty much there from the start. But it definitely went through some changes, like originally having this dog section and also not having the gravity gun. Also, Father Grigori looks like a goddamn vampire. There were also going to be arcades where you get to play as the Man-Axe from the game, but everything inside the arcade is actually real and you're actually hunting down real fugitives in the Half-Life world. The citizens just don't know that. It was removed because it wasn't all that fun in execution. There was this weird, freaky original design of Dr. Kleiner that reminds me a lot of like a point-and-click adventure game. Alex also has this skin-type jumpsuit and it also has red hair. Console is pretty much Wallace Brain, but if you look more like Caesar from Fallout New Vegas. Also, the Combine had child slaves back in the beta. And Eli Vance was originally two characters that eventually merged into one. The Combine soldiers were modified humans for the Combine, but originally they started more alien. There were also female Combine soldiers, which I'm pretty sure is a reference to the Half-Life assassins with big boobs. These ridiculous looking Combine soldiers that give me Frank Horgan vibes. A Hydra, which was actually shown in one of the trailers for Half-Life 2 but was cut because finding it would be too annoying, and it was pretty much similar to the Tentacle boss. Definitely the most loved cut enemy was the Cremator, which had these flamethrowers that would burn Zen Flora and dead bodies. It was basically a janitor that can also kill you. But the devs loved it so much that they put a small cameo in the final game, and it almost came back for Half-Life Alyx but were replaced with the more lame Combine workers. Some OG Half-Life enemies like the Houndine Bull Squid were going to return for the game, but they were removed, but still exist in the Half-Life world according to writer Mark Laidlaw. The city scanners are in the game, but the original city scanners were originally going to be armed with flamethrowers instead of flashbanging you. Half-Life 2 also had a ridiculous amount of cut weapons, like there was like 50 different assault rifles and SMGs, a plasma cannon, a flamethrower, a towel cannon, a fire extinguisher for some reason, and also a cut physics gun that would eventually become the reason why Garry's Mod exists. And there were also these cool laser grenades. There were also weird, unexplainable things, like G-Man being taken away by a crow. In 2003, all of this cut content was leaked to the public by some kid in Germany that costed Valve $250 million in damages, and also showed that in a year from completion, the game was basically not even close to be finished. It was basically a jumble of sections that didn't really connect, and after a few months the leaker turned himself in after no one really found him, and had the balls to ask Gabe for a job at Valve, but he got arrested, and Half-Life 2 went to raise the bar in gaming. After Half-Life 2, the beta is still remembered because it was mysterious and a lot different to what it actually became, and it led to multiple mods trying to recreate it. Most of them ceased to exist, but some are still going, like Raising the Bar Redux and Dark Interval. And one was actually finished, but in like the worst way possible.
Dog, over here.
But overall, the beta shows almost a whole different game, which is why it has interested so many people in the community. But I still preferred how the game ended up, and that seems to be the common opinion. And if you want to see more content like this, you should subscribe. Peace.